Hello everyone! Sorry that you need to wait so long for the next episode, but I moved to the new place and making a video is quite challenging for me. Before we start, I have info for you. In the last episode, I promised that I will make a list where to buy sculpting tools, but because of the pandemic situation, I think it will be better to support your local hobby stores rather than save a few coins. So just write to them, and I think they will help you buying the best tools you will need. Okay, but let's move to the topic of this episode, which will be the second part of sculpting introduction. Today I will show you how the process of sculpting lesson looks like. So, okay, let's go. In this video I will show you in a nutshell how the sculpting process looks like. So do not worry if you will feel that we are going too fast with each sculpting step. I will make a separate tutorials in the future where I will focus on each stage and where I will talk more about this design process, preparing the wire armature, making a basic shape, and some which I will focus on sculpting details. I think this video will help you to understand the whole process and why some steps are important and how they affect on other stages of sculpting. This project was part of the commission which I made, so it was crucial for me to make a sketch first to show how the end result will look like. But it doesn't mean that you always need to make a sketch first. Sometimes I work without any idea or without any sketch. So it all depends on how you want to make your process look like. The sketch is useful because it helps to plan how to sculpt the miniature and you will have a reference to keep the proportion right. So the first step here was to prepare a sketch. In this step I also decided on how many parts this miniature will be cast. Of course, if you don't want to cast your miniatures, you can just skip this step. The next step is to make wire armature. It will help to keep all the elements in the place that they should be. Without the armature, it will be almost impossible to sculpt anything. I use a brass wire because it is easy to cut and to shape. In this project I decided to add the hands later because it will make the sculpting process easier for me. Okay, so the armature is ready. The next step is to cover it with the green stuff. When we cover the whole armature with green stuff, we can cover it with a thin layer of the clay. In this project I use a mix of Fibosoft and Super clay in 1:1 proportion. This is how the ready base for your miniature should look like. Now we can start to sculpt the rough shape. We do it by adding the layers of clay. You don't need to focus on the details so much in this step. If we have a basic shape, we can start to refine the miniature and add the details. This step takes me about 60 to 70% of the sculpting time, so do not worry if you will feel that it takes longer than you thought. It is very important in this step to keep an eye on the references and on the surface. Just try to make the shape as clear as you can. When we have finished sculpting the main part of the miniature, we can now focus on the smaller details like straps, small elements or ornaments. Please remember to not bake the miniature earlier than 24 hours before you put the green stuff on it. The green stuff can expand during the baking and it can destroy your hard work. I did it one time and it was really hard but really good lesson. And this is how the miniatures looks like after baking. The next steps will be to cut it into parts and make a silicone mold. If you will have any question about the whole process, please make a comment with the question so I will be able to add more information in next episode to make these videos the best for you as I can. What is more, one of the followers on Facebook, Tomasz, asked me that I should make a homework for you to after each of episode, and I think it will be a great idea to practice the thing that you have watched. So prepare that we will make miniatures together. In the next episode I will talk more about the design process and we'll start to work on our first miniature, which will be Drunken Wizard. I hope this video makes the whole process of sculpting more clear for you. Again, if you have any question, please make a comment, and hope to meet you next time. Cheers!